Let us continue with this ongoing, never-ending, never-resting crusade. There really is too many reports for me to keep up with. This week alone, it has been non-stop. Several, seemingly every single day. I might end up ranting about one in particular, so I won't get to cover very many stories in this video. This reported about 15 hours ago. 10-year-old boy attacked by a stray pit bull. Right? How does that happen? Witnesses say someone in a white Mercury Marquis dropped the dog off in a trailer park and just left it. So the dog is just roaming in the trailer park. And then here comes a school bus. The boy, the victim, gets off the bus. The dog goes around the bus and attacks him. Right? But dogs don't attack out of the blue, according to these experts, dog behaviorists. There's always a trigger, right? Right. That trigger is simply laying eyes on a potential victim. The boy survived, had serious injuries. The dog ended up charging at cops and was shot dead, thankfully. Notice how the person who dropped it off didn't care if the dog would later attack anyone. Typical antisocial, selfish dog nut mentality. Complete sociopaths. No matter if it is barking, pouncing on people, or attacking people, whatever. Dog nuts have a complete disregard for other people, sociopaths, including their own kids. That is exactly how they're able to create these videos where they have set their babies right next to and on top of dogs. By definition, antisocial personality disorder, they tend to lie, break laws, act impulsively, and they lack regard for their own safety or the safety of others. That describes dog nuts to a T. Right? How do they break the law? Child endangerment. Whether or not they're actually charged is irrelevant. This behavior is outright criminal. I don't call dog nuts sick for sport. We're literally talking about sick people. This story, reported about 4 hours ago, a 1-year-old girl rushed to the hospital after getting bitten on the face by the family Kelpie. This is what a 1-year-old looks like. Again, I question the circumstances when the report says that babies or kids have only been bitten once. Because when dogs are isolated from adults, at a great distance, and they decide to attack a baby or a child, they do not simply bite them once and walk away. They maul. They try to kill them. You saw an example of this in a video uploaded a few months ago where the mother's baby was bitten. She was right there recording the dog with the baby so that she could upload it to social media. The dog bit the baby once and the mother intervened. And this story sounds to me like another one of those situations. People trying to take photos or record videos of their babies with dogs. This is a very sick trend carried out by sick people who are guilty of child endangerment. And society is just turning a blind eye to it as if it is not child endangerment. Even if the parent was not trying to create a photo or video, what are you doing allowing that mutt so close to a baby? Why is it even in the home? These people are too deranged for me to even describe in words. Every dog nut with a baby wants their baby to be the next baby who gets thousands of likes in a photo or video with a dog. That is pathetically stupid. How is there not multiple channels on YouTube speaking out against this madness? It is beyond me. So this is yet another sacrifice by this dog worshiping cult. The veterinarian's oath is really a joke. If these people were truly dedicated to using their education for the safety of society, they would be on the front lines against these videos of people putting babies next to and on top of dogs and then creating space between the baby with the dog and themselves. That is dangerous. These veterinarians, dog behaviorists would be the main ones pushing for dog ownership to be outlawed if they were true to their oath. And I don't care, veterinarian, dog behaviorists, I don't care if you have several decades of experience, 8+ years of education. I don't care how decorated your resume is. If you disagree with what I'm saying, do so in writing or video format. I will upload it to this channel and respond to it. Yahoo News reported this story of this 1-year-old being bitten, and they included this statement by a member of the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. And as we all know, that translates into cruelty for dogs. She said, quote, "Young children are always going to be a risk because you can't control what they are going to do to that dog. Always invest in baby gates and playpens and keep them completely separated. Contact should be 100% supervised." End quote. Once again, blaming the baby for the attack. A baby is attacked by a dog. And here comes a person whose passion is fighting cruelty against dogs. Why are they even talking to this person when the safety of children from dogs is not their passion? So what does she do? She suggests that the baby is to blame for having done something to the dog, just as they always do. They specialize in this. Everywhere you look, just Google why dogs attack kids. You're going to see them in virtually every article talking about how the kids violate the dogs. Their agenda is to defend the dog no matter what. She says keep the dog and the child separate. Contact should be 100% supervised because you never know what the child will do to this wild, deadly creature that has no business inside the home at all. Again, it is natural instinct for babies to touch, to grab, squeeze. Babies squeeze as soon as they come out of the womb. Are you telling me that this is mischievous behavior? If the baby squeezes the tail of a mutt and is attacked, I bet you once again, a baby that's not even a day old, squeeze the tail of a dog attacks the newborn, they're going to blame that baby. Well, they violated the dog. These people project child instinct as misbehavior, especially when it involves exploring this deadly beast that you have brought into the home and treating like a toy yourself. I am absolutely disgusted at the very existence of these anti-dog cruelty representatives and members in general, supporters, whatever, as well as these behaviorists and veterinarians. This is a cult of sociopaths, cult members, committed to waging attacks on humans through enabling primarily kids, creating an environment that makes these attacks possible. And then the first thing they want to do is rush in and defend the dog and blame the attack on the human or the child or the baby. The only true solution is to remove the entire presence of dogs from human territory. But that won't happen until something very tragic and catastrophic happens, like this. A dog potentially exposed more than 100 people to Black Plague in Colorado. At least 116 people and 46 animals in Colorado were potentially exposed to the Black Plague after veterinarians struggled to diagnose a critically ill dog back in 2017. It says the unusual case prompted health experts to issue an equally unusual and perhaps startling warning. That is, the dogs in the U.S. may contract the deadly bacterial infection at any time of the year, and the signs may be hard to spot. Right? This is what has to happen. It says, though it's best known for causing catastrophic Black Death in Europe during the Dark Ages, it arrived in the United States around the year 1900 on rat-infested steamships. Since then, it has spread to and quietly lurked in rural rodent populations, right? It's going to be fleas. Don't be surprised if out of nowhere, dog nuts start dropping off and medical reports indicate plague via flea bites. But really, even then, I question whether or not dog nuts would snap out of it. These people are absolutely indoctrinated, brainwashed, and too settled in to their way of life. I can see most of them responding to these reports by hugging their own dog, right? Come here, boy. Sit next to mommy and daddy, right? Stroking their own dog while listening to these reports. This is a very dangerous group of people, these dog nuts. And awareness needs to be spread much more rapidly than it currently is. I'm surprised that there are not more channels dedicated to spreading awareness of this dog culture. It really is jaw-dropping. The reports come in non-stop. These mutants attack people non-stop. And at the same time, they create articles praising the existence of dogs. That tells you right there that there is an agenda. If this were a group of people, foreigners, let's say some Arabs, millions of them, attacking people this often, randomly, for no reason, they would be hunted down. They would not have articles written in praise of their existence in this country. But that's exactly what dogs are. Terrorists in the form of creatures. We all know this. Everybody, soon as they walk past the mutt, you are on full alert. Many of you will tense up, right? Your pulse increases because you all know full well that these things are time bombs that could go off at any time. So how in the hell can people at the same time project them as angels, as no different from kids who you can let your kids play with? This is a truly sick culture. When will it come to an end? We may never know, but I believe it will eventually come to an end. I truly believe that in the end, truth does prevail.